You're from Milwaukee. Tell us about Ms. Pavelski's neighborhood. What was it like growing up here in Milwaukee?
Milwaukee was when I was growing up, was a really it was a cool place to grow up. It was a little, I won't say Mayberry-esque, but spitting distance from West Dallas. It was pretty much one of those situations where between the churches and schools and I mean, well, they always say it sort of takes a village to raise kids, right? And it was very much that. It was very much a neighborhood, and everybody knew each other, and so yeah, it was one of those things where the village. I grew up in the village, and it was wonderful. It was a great place to grow up, and I'm a very proud cheesehead and Green Bay Packers stockholder. My folks had some records, and I quickly sort of ingested those and went looking for more. So any any money I could find, steal, borrow, I would go and buy records. I used to ride my bike down Oklahoma Avenue to go to Mean Mountain Music, and and places like that. We had a mainstream by us. I would go there to find brand new singles, whereas Mean Mountain Music was all cool catalog stuff, and they had a great 45 section of bands from Milwaukee. So like all the 50s bands, and Tony's Tigers, and bands like that. And so I just kept shoveling it in, and was just compelled in that direction. I kind of miss some of the stores back home because, it was always like a bunch of guys, always guys, middle-aged guys shooting the breeze, chain smoking, and cranking up tunes, and Mean Mountain Music was such a weird place because, you go in there and you could hear anything from like, jump R&B to, all rockabilly stuff and regional things. So it was a real interesting place. And like a kid like me, not yet driving age, this little girl rolls up all the time and is pulling through this stuff while it's a bunch of guys in the store. It must have been, I don't know, the guy who ran the store, Mike Muskovitz, is still around. We're friends on Facebook, and it's just, he had a really cool store, and it was a lot of fun to be there. Later, I spent a lot of time in places like Record Head and Atomic, Musical Memories downtown.